All right, y'all. I'm back. 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 Come on in. 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 All right. With some of the prophetic difficulties, one of the things that you understand is that when you deal with prophetic difficulties is this, and that is the struggles of prophetic, is that we often try to fill the void or vacant places with people. You will never be able to fill the vacant places in your life with people because they're not meant to fill those vacant places. Those places are reserved for God. Another thing, prophets are known for just intimacy. You know, we ain't got to be kissing. We can just be laying there talking. We ain't got to have no sex or nothing like that. Which is dangerous because also prophets battle in their flesh. You battle in your flesh because you laying there, and all of a sudden Peter want to leave the gate. And this for the male prophets.
Preach.
And so you have to be very careful that in your weak areas, when you are lonely, that you don't allow loneliness to cause illegal consummation.
Wow.
I'm going to say that again. Wow. As a prophet, you do not want to allow loneliness to cause you to go or participate or begin to act on the behaviors of illegal consummation. Because laying with someone in the bed, even though you're not having sex, you still got a flesh problem because you're a prophet. Prophets battle in their flesh. And so, because of that, you end up finding yourselves getting into a situation where maybe a simple kiss, or you being held, or you holding somebody. Let me tell you something. Do not illegal consummation. The thing is, I'm gonna tell you is this: do not get into a place where you want to start laying in the bed with people of the opposite sex or the same sex. Because demons don't have no specific gender at all. They don't have gender preferences. That's why they sleep with each other. And they like it. And this is why a lot of people are bound, because they like it. And so you have to be very careful as a prophet that you do not get caught up into God's girl, God bless you. Don't get caught up into the whole fact of, I need to have somebody by me to keep me occupied, keep me company. No, that's the time to be in the presence of God. That's the time to be in the presence of God, because you struggle with loneliness. You struggle with loneliness, and I said this 9 times out of 10, a prophet's struggle is in their flesh, but they struggle with loneliness. And the reason why they struggle with loneliness is because they're trying to fill a void, or put people in a place that there's a void that they're not called to put there. Everybody is not anointed. I'm going to say this. Everybody is not anointed to cover a prophet. Everybody is not anointed to cover a prophet. Everybody is not anointed to cover a prophet. This is why prophets do not get themselves caught into a fix where they are stuck with people who are not prophets. Prophets, as a matter of fact, are drawn unknowingly to other prophets.
Wow. I found that out.
Prophets are drawn unknowingly to other prophets. You may not want to believe it, and you just may not want to receive it. Here's my brother Don. But prophets are drawn unknowingly to other prophets. I said something earlier, and I don't want to really deal with it here, but I'm going to go ahead and deal with it. There's a misconception of understandings of biblical senses.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? And so because of that, we end up finding ourselves just put it in the house, ain't nobody touch it. If they love their hand, they won't touch it. Sometimes we find ourselves caught into situations as prophets where we are longing for people to fill a void. And number one, people will never be able to fill a void in your life or for your life. I need you to understand that. And so one of the things that you as a prophet will struggle with is your ability to accept, um, that you are a prophet, number one, and number two, accept that you're called to an office that nobody else, that people may not understand. People have castigated the fact that prophets are easy to understand. That is a lie, because if that's the truth, your childhood would not have been as hellacious as it has been. That's true. And so we have to understand the balance. Pastor Norman, how have you been doing, my brother, my friend? We have to understand the balance, and not only understand the balance, but we got to be able to work the balance. If a prophet does not have balance, then you are crazy. You're going to be a crazy, psychotic prophet. All right. And we have to also understand there's a difference between a prophet and prophetic manipulation. Because I can do a genie trick on you real quick, but that don't make me no prophet. All right. And so one of the struggles of the prophetic is that we oftentimes find ourselves getting into positions or places that are not anointed, positions or places that are not called for. Erica here, you missed church. We end up finding ourselves getting trapped and bound into atmospheres, because we're looking for love and we're longing for relationship. And because we're looking and longing for relationships, we end up looking for love and longing for relationships in all the wrong places. And this is why you see a lot of prophets who also fall into perversions, is because not necessarily because they've been raped and molested. They fall into perversions because that's what was available. That's what showed them affection. That's what showed them a love. Because truth be told, Boquifa or Ray Ray ain't gonna stay with nobody that's a prophet. They ain't gonna stay with nobody that's able to see them. They ain't gonna stay with nobody that's able to see them. Nobody that's able to see them. Nobody. And so because of that, see, you missed church. That's why I sent Mo. I know to trust the prophetic. That's why I be sending people to get people. And so you gotta understand that when we castigate and say, well, oh, she was raped, oh, she was molested, oh, he was raped, he was molested, this is why he's this and this is why he was that. That's not necessarily true. Because some people ain't never been touched by the same sex but by their parents, and that was a diaper change. And they end up being caught up in perversions because of the prophetic anointing on their life, caught in perversions, trying to fill a void, trying to fill an empty place. It's not like you were looking for that type of empty place. It was just what was vacant. It was what was vacant. And I'm not making excuses for sin. I'm not making excuses for perversion. Because there's a lot of people right now come on this scope and get mad at me and tell me that's not biblical and that's not this. You don't understand demonology. You don't understand diabolical strongholds. You don't understand spirits. And so before I would argue with an ignorant demon, I ain't got nothing to say to him at all. And so we have to be very careful that some stuff that we put off as molestation, that's what they tell me. What are you talking about, Erica? And because people want to cascade everything as an open door. Not everything starts with the open door. In a sense of, when I say open door, as in touching, as in exposure, or as in, if you want to deal with diabolical open doors, people that's been molested, people that's been raped, people that's just never tapped over into pornography, never tapped over into homosexuality, but tapped into pornography. Yeah, they say it's not biblical and the prophetic age is over. It's going to be a lot of them fall on their face and call for the prophets after a while. So we have to understand that prophet struggles are not like anybody else. So you struggle because you're trying to fill the void. And some things you will never understand. You can never put people in a place where God is only fitted at. You understand? So no matter who you try to put there, Ray ain't going to work out, Kiki ain't going to work out, Tasha ain't going to work out, Lolo ain't going to work out, Lala ain't going to work out. None of them are going to work out. None of them are going to work out. And because none of them are going to work out, it's going to cause complications in relationships. It's going to cause conflict in relationships. All prophets have one thing in common. several things in common, but one main thing they have in common, and that is they're always lonesome. And you get bored quick. You get bored quick. And you begin to occupy your flesh and not your time. I'm going to say that again. Because prophets get bored quick, they end up occupying their flesh and not their time. This means that you put stuff in the way of the flesh to entertain the flesh and not in the way of time. Because remember, time now is consistent with what you do with your day. But when you when you are paying attention to your flesh, you're not occupying time properly. And so you end up wasting time and it passes you by. Because I'm going to tell you the truth, 3 minutes, it take you 3 minutes, some of us 3-4 minutes to get about 2-3 minutes, some of us more longer, to get an orgasm. But it's going to take you about 30 minutes to prepare. Because first of all, if you're sneaking and doing, you got a lot to do. You got to make sure you're home by yourself. You got to make sure the TV just right where you can hear outside, who come in the house. You got to do all of this stuff to prepare. And then you got to go manipulate your mind, to manipulate this. And so by the time you actually reach the minutes of ejaculation, but by the time you reach the minutes of ejaculation, you done wasted a whole hour to 2 to 3 hours and 45 minutes in just prep alone. So you see how much your flesh gets more time when you sin than your spirit does when you're connected with God. So a lot of us waste time. Yeah, there's a school for prophets. There's a school for prophets. A lot of schools for prophets. I have one myself, a school for prophets. Because a lot of prophets don't know how to balance. They don't know how to balance. Don't know how to balance. They don't know how to balance. They don't know how to balance. Every time they turn around, they're doing something. Something. And it don't necessarily have to be biblical what they're doing, but they're doing something. I'll be in Texas in April. And so because of that, yeah, deliverance is a process. People don't understand that. When I say deliverance, I mean breakthrough is a process. Because the breakers anointing have to come in and break you free from level to level to level to level. Thank you, Erica. And so we have to understand that one thing is that when it comes to the struggles in the prophetic, we have to be very careful. True prophets love God and they love God's people. But we also get frustrated and angry with God's people. Just be honest. We get frustrated and angry with God's people. Sometimes we'll go from God bless them to God, they don't want to be free. Kill them all. Just kill them, Jesus. And we'll go like that. We'll do that. We get frustrated like that. We ain't gonna be honest, but I'll be honest. Some of y'all don't want to be honest, but prophets do that. Prophets will go through seasons where they be like, God bless them. In the next 30, 45 minutes to an hour, you be like, these folk get on my nerves. God, kill them. Kill them, because they're better off dead than they are alive, because they're hazardous to themselves. Come on, we're going to be real. Prophets do not have patience. Prophets don't have patience. They don't have patience. Prophets don't have patience at all. Because you don't have patience, you're in a place where you literally get frustrated over petty stuff. And we're petty people. Prophets are petty people. And prophets love to stir the pot. We love to stir the pot. And we do it, and a lot of people don't understand this. Prophets are instigators, and we stir the pot. And a lot of people don't understand that, but prophets do that because they want demons to manifest. And to be honest, prophets get more joy out of their lives in a day when they done cast out some demons. I'm going to say that again. Prophets get more joy out of their lives when they've cast out some demons. Listen, we went to Texas, and let me tell y'all something. We keep oil. I keep oil. It's about half gone, but that lets you know I use oil frequently. Prophets enjoy casting out demons. If you're a prophet and you ain't casting out no demons, then something ain't right. Something ain't right. Sir, what's going on? Okay. All right, guys. I gotta go. I love y'all so much, but I want to let y'all know that understand the struggles of a prophet. Understand that they're not easy, and understand balance. Prophets need balance. Or you gonna be a psychotic prophet. You missed everything. Listen, hashtag me real quick, God's leading lady. Hashtag me real quick. Hashtag me real quick. Servant nurse. Somebody hashtag. Y'all know hashtag dot catch dot me. Hashtag catch dot me. Hashtag catch dot me. Thank you. And just watch the replay. And I'll be back on in a few minutes. We'll go fellowship with the saints. All right. Love y'all.